Welcome to the nation's Leaders from Coast to Coast podcast. I am your host, George J. Jefferson, and I am an AI. This podcast is written by and recorded by AI Technologies. Each day we will profile one politician and other government officials in a completely random order. You can follow us at pointedwords.com, and remember, better pointed words than pointed swords. Now, let's get started with today's profile of Representative Jake Auchincloss, the Democrat from Massachusetts' 4th District. Jake Auchincloss biography. Jake Auchincloss, a Democrat representing Massachusetts' 4th Congressional District, has served in the U.S. House of Representatives since 2021. Born on January 29, 1988, in Newton, Massachusetts, Auchincloss is a Marine Corps veteran, former city councilor, and a rising figure in Democratic politics. Representing a district that includes parts of Greater Boston and suburban communities, Auchincloss is known for his focus on climate change, healthcare access, and economic innovation. Auchincloss grew up in Newton in a family with deep ties to public service and academia. His mother, Lori Glimcher, is a renowned immunologist and academic leader, while his father, Hugh Auchincloss, is a prominent physician and public health advocate. These influences instilled in him a strong commitment to community and a belief in the power of science and innovation to solve complex problems. Auchincloss attended Harvard University, where he earned a degree in government. While at Harvard, he was an accomplished athlete, rowing for the varsity crew team, which reflected his commitment to discipline and teamwork. He later earned a Master of Business Administration from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he deepened his understanding of economics, entrepreneurship, and policymaking. Before entering politics, Auchincloss served as a captain in the U.S. Marine Corps, completing multiple deployments to Afghanistan and Panama. As an infantry officer, he led troops in combat operations, gaining first-hand experience in leadership, strategic planning, and crisis management. His military service is a cornerstone of his political identity, shaping his approach to decision-making and public service. After his military service, Auchincloss returned to Newton and was elected to the Newton City Council in 2015. During his tenure, he focused on local issues such as affordable housing, transportation infrastructure, and sustainable development. His work on the council demonstrated his ability to address complex challenges while building consensus among diverse stakeholders. In 2020, Auchincloss ran for Congress to represent Massachusetts' 4th District, a seat previously held by Joe Kennedy III, who vacated the position to run for Senate. Auchincloss emerged from a crowded Democratic primary field, winning the nomination by a narrow margin. His campaign emphasized pragmatic solutions to pressing issues, such as climate change, healthcare reform, and economic recovery, resonating with voters across the district. He went on to win the general election, officially taking office in January 2021. Since entering Congress, Auchincloss has prioritized climate change, healthcare, and economic innovation as key pillars of his legislative agenda. As a member of the House Financial Services Committee and the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, he has worked to advance policies that promote clean energy, modernize infrastructure, and foster economic growth. His approach reflects a commitment to data-driven policymaking and a willingness to collaborate across party lines to achieve results. Auchincloss is also a strong advocate for expanding access to healthcare, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. He supports policies aimed at lowering prescription drug costs, expanding telehealth services, and improving the affordability and accessibility of healthcare for all Americans. His work in this area reflects his belief that healthcare is a fundamental right and a critical component of economic and social well-being. As a champion for clean energy, Auchincloss has pushed for investments in renewable energy technologies, green infrastructure, and climate resilience. Representing a district that includes coastal and urban areas vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, he has emphasized the need for bold action to transition to a sustainable economy and protect communities from environmental risks. Jake Auchincloss lives in Newton with his wife, Michelle, and their 2 children. He is deeply connected to his community and is known for his accessible and results-oriented leadership style. As a veteran, public servant, and policymaker, Auchincloss continues to focus on addressing the challenges facing Massachusetts and the nation with pragmatic and innovative solutions. Jake Auchincloss. Why people support him. Representative Jake Auchincloss has gained strong support from his constituents and colleagues due to his pragmatic approach to governance, focus on innovation, and dedication to addressing critical challenges like climate change and healthcare reform. One of the primary reasons people support Auchincloss is his commitment to climate action. As an advocate for clean energy and sustainability, he has championed policies that invest in renewable energy, promote green infrastructure, and address the impacts of climate change. His focus on these issues resonates with voters who see the transition to a sustainable economy as essential for future generations. Auchincloss's military service is another key factor in his popularity. As a Marine Corps veteran, he brings leadership, discipline, and a results-oriented approach to his role in Congress. Supporters appreciate his ability to apply the skills he gained in the military to tackling complex policy challenges and navigating the legislative process. His focus on healthcare reform has also earned him widespread support. Auchincloss has consistently advocated for policies that lower prescription drug costs, expand access to telehealth, and improve healthcare affordability for families. His emphasis on data-driven solutions and his commitment to healthcare equity resonate with voters who prioritize access to quality care. Auchincloss's emphasis on economic innovation appeals to a district that values entrepreneurship and technological advancement. Through his work on the Financial Services and Transportation Committees, he has supported initiatives that foster job creation, modernize infrastructure, and promote economic resilience in Massachusetts and beyond. Finally, his pragmatic and collaborative leadership style has made him a respected figure in Congress. Auchincloss's ability to work across party lines and focus on results over partisanship has earned him the trust of his constituents and colleagues alike. Supporters see him as a forward-thinking leader who is committed to building a better future for his district and the nation. Jake Auchincloss. Why people don't support him. Despite his popularity among many voters, Representative Jake Auchincloss faces criticism from some constituents and political opponents who disagree with his policies or approach to leadership. One area of criticism is Auchincloss's focus on climate and energy policies. While supporters praise his advocacy for clean energy, opponents argue that his proposals could increase costs for businesses and consumers or overlook the immediate needs of industries reliant on traditional energy sources. Critics contend that a more gradual approach may be necessary to balance environmental goals with economic realities. Auchincloss's pragmatic approach has also drawn criticism from progressives who feel that he does not go far enough in pushing for transformative policies on issues like Medicare for all or a Green New Deal. These critics argue that his centrist positions may limit the scope of bold reforms needed to address systemic inequities and climate challenges. His military background, while respected by many, has also been a point of contention for some constituents who question the role of defense and military priorities in shaping his policy decisions. Opponents argue that greater emphasis should be placed on diplomacy and reducing defense spending in favor of domestic programs. Auchincloss's focus on data-driven policymaking has faced skepticism from those who feel that it can sometimes lack the emotional connection or immediacy needed to address urgent social issues. Critics contend that while his analytical approach is valuable, it may not always resonate with constituents seeking immediate action or bold leadership. Finally, his narrow victory in the 2020 Democratic primary has led some opponents to question whether he represents the full spectrum of views within his district. Critics argue that he should work harder to engage with and represent progressive voices, particularly in a district with diverse perspectives and priorities. Despite these criticisms, Jake Auchincloss remains a committed and forward-thinking representative. His dedication to pragmatic solutions, innovation, and addressing key challenges ensures that he will continue to play an influential role in shaping the future of his district and the nation. Thanks for listening, and remember to join us at pointedwords.com where you can follow the podcast and join in the discussion.